Hi everybody, Chrissy here again, and I don't generally like to talk bad about companies, or at least not specifically in calling them out, but I'm going to. And the company I'm going to call out is Ticketmaster, and I'm sure if I asked any one of you watching, you probably have a negative experience with Ticketmaster, whether it's that time you went to buy tickets for something and there's an overload in the system crashed and you couldn't get your tickets, or whatever. Almost everybody I know has a negative experience with Ticketmaster, and some of it's just coincidental, but the story that I have today is a human experience with Ticketmaster, which is apparently actually possible. It's not just a bunch of seating charts. So I bought tickets to an event, and a couple hours later I was looking at the seating charts and noticed there was much better seats in my same price range. And it got me curious, like I wondered if I could exchange tickets. So I Googled it, as one does, and I found out, lo and behold, Ticketmaster not only exchanges tickets for same price tickets or an upgrade, but they have a whole website on how to do it. So I read through the rules, and it says to call a phone number, so I called the phone number, and I went through the worst phone tree known to man. It was very based on voice recognition, but the voice recognition skills were probably about 10 years old, so that was a painful experience. I finally get to the part where it says, oh, you need to speak to a human being to do this, but we closed like 3 hours ago, so thanks for calling. Bye. Which was, the hours were not on the website, to be clear. Probably should have been my first sign of something going wrong. So the next morning, I call, and I get a very polite woman who eventually finds my tickets and explains to me that they don't do the exchanges during pre-sale period, only during general sales. I said, okay, well, I didn't look at the website and that's not on there. So it was A, it's weird, and B, that should probably be on there. And she says, oh, well, I'm sorry, that's always been our rule. And anyway, the conversation is one where I know she's just going to tell me what the rule is, and I'm going to say, but it's not listed, but that's a rule. So I saw where this was going, and I just very politely asked if I could speak to a manager and said I wasn't upset with her, but with the whole ticket buying process that I'd gone through. So she takes down the notes and she puts them into, whatever incident system, and passes me off to a manager who picks up and promptly has no idea why I'm calling and has to look up all my information again. And so when I explained to him what happened, my problem, he tells me that, well, we don't actually have to do this for you, and implying that they then didn't need to have a website that had proper information on it. And so I said, well, I understand that, but I went through your whole thing. I've now wasted like an hour and a half of my time to do something that I couldn't do and very simply could have been on the website. And he said, well, basically, tough, that's our rules. So the conversation ended on a negative note, to say the least. And it really got me thinking about, the company Ticketmaster. I mean, people generally don't like them because everybody has kind of a negative story. But it's usually like I had trouble finding tickets and it's overpriced. But this was, I don't know anybody who's ever really had to call them. And, now I'm calling them and speaking to a human being. The first one is professional, but obviously I only do what I'm told, robot. And then the manager that I'm speaking to is not only a robot, but he couldn't even say to me, you know what, you're right, that should be on the website. I'll pass it on to our website team and see if they can make that addition to it. Even if that website team didn't exist, I would have been like, oh, thank you for passing on that information. Would I have still been annoyed? A little bit. But I would have felt like he'd done something to try to correct the situation. Instead, I feel like he's accusing me of being wrong because when the website information was wrong, and that therefore, and they don't have to fix it. That's it really aggravated me, and it really spoke to the company it spoke to, it told me that Ticketmaster doesn't care. Ticketmaster just wants my $45 for my ticket. And they don't want to have to deal with me as a human being. And that's a very dangerous emotion to have, or a feeling, or a policy to have towards your customers. And in particular, I think Ticketmaster has kind of had sort of a monopoly almost for as long as I can remember. But I've noticed a lot of other similar types of companies popping up, seeing a lot of venues sell tickets themselves. And I think it's, this is the type of interaction that can lead to the end of Ticketmaster, because once those other places, pop up and find more avenues to get in, if I have a choice, it's not going to be Ticketmaster. It's going to be other website nobody's ever heard of, but sells me my ticket. And even if it costs $5 more, if that company tells me, we're here for you, we care about you as a customer, absolutely, I'm buying from them. Because I don't think Ticketmaster cares about me as a customer. They just care about me as a dollar. And newsflash, Ticketmaster, I'm a person. I have emotions, I have feelings, and it's not just money. You lowered my self-worth in a phone call. And I'm worth more than that. I'm worth more than that $45 I gave you. And that is, no matter what kind of company you are, if you're thinking of your customers as a dollar instead of as a person that you want to help and make them feel good, that's going to be a problem for you long term. I think, especially in the type of economy we have, where there's a lot of choices, people are going to choose to go somewhere else. So that's my message, and I know that I'm going to enjoy my concert, whether I'm in these seats or I can figure out how to exchange these tickets at some point. But I'll remember when I walk into the concert, I'm going to say to my friend, remember when I tried to exchange tickets and Ticketmaster was a jerk to me? I'm going to remember that. Don't think that's not going to happen. So don't think I'm not going to tell other people the story, because I already did a video. So now tons of people know. So that's it. Just, yeah. Be good to people. Thanks. Good night.